barbecue. Well, famous for barbecue, Beale Street, and the blues, Memphis also has one of the best views in the country of the mighty Mississippi River. But like any bigger city, we have our problems. And here on A Better Memphis, we're looking for solutions.
And a man who works every day to make this a better Memphis is our mayor, Paul Young, who joins us now live to discuss some of the issues we're facing. There are a million and one things we could talk with you about, but Kim has our first question.
Yeah. Happening today and tomorrow, you're having the Housing for Tomorrow Preservation and Development Summit at the Memphis Botanic Garden. Who is this summit geared towards, and what's it all about, really?
So this housing summit is geared towards anybody who's interested in building, developing housing in our city, those that are just interested in where the market is going. There are people that have been deeply committed, working in the trenches for many years to get more affordable, safe, quality housing in our community. And so I'm really excited to see all of the people that are coming in town. We have experts from all across the country that are going to be here, and many of our local practitioners will be in the building. So looking forward to seeing everybody there.
And there's another day tomorrow too, right?
Yeah, tomorrow, I'll be there tomorrow morning,
Okay.
doing not a keynote, but I'll talk at the beginning and then serve on a panel, and then there's a full day of activities. But anybody that's interested in learning, come over to the Botanic Gardens and sign up. It'll be a great day, great event.
And you want to grow our population. You want to attract more people to that housing that you're talking about. You know, I'm looking right now at a live shot of the cranes at St. Jude. I can see those down by the river. But we have population decline in the city. It's a vexing problem your predecessor worked on very hard. What are you trying to do? What's the plan to try to fight back against population decline?
Well, I think if I was putting the plan in a nutshell, I would say building up in the core of our city. We have a very, very big geographic space in the city. We're 300 square miles with 630,000 people. For comparison's sake, Boston is 91 square miles with 670,000 people. So when you look at that large geography, the way that we address many of our issues is getting more people into our geography. And so we look at where can we build on vacant land or sites that have been abandoned for years. We want to turn those into quality housing locations for people in our community.
Right. And last week, a gathering of law enforcement partners, community, and government leaders, as well as researchers, all gathered together for a multi-day working session for an action plan to reduce homicides and non-fatal shootings by 40% over the next 4 years. So what's the plan? Yeah,
so the week that we spent was with a gentleman named Thomas Apt, and he leads the I forget what VRC stands for, VRC at the University of Maryland. And with his presence, what we did was talk about how can we specifically focus on gun violence specifically. And the plan really focused on doing a couple of things. One, supporting our street organizations, those groups that are on the ground, that are engaging with people, making sure that they're turning their lives away from crime, doing more what we call focused deterrence. That's honing in on the 500 or so people that are the most likely to either shoot or be shot, and finding a way to break through to them, whether it's through messages from me or the DA or the chief of police, making sure that we're targeting our messaging to really get to the individuals that are most likely to either shoot or be shot. And this is what other cities have done, and we've seen dramatic reductions in crime. And while we had a good reduction in crime last year, we want to make sure that we are continuing to press those numbers down.
How do you get to them?
So there's a lot of ways. First, you have to identify them, and we can identify them by individuals that they have been around that have already been arrested, and having individuals that'll come up to them and say, hey, I know you didn't commit this crime, but I know who you run with. And because you run with this crew, we want you to know that we're watching. And we can take you down the pathway of jail and incarceration, or you can accept these opportunities. And that's where we need our community to step up and be able to find pathways for these young people or individuals, because they're not all young. Some of them are grown.
Right.
Find pathways for them to be gainfully employed and have opportunities to elevate their lives.
All right, let's talk about another subject, and that is baseball. We have AutoZone Park here, and the folks who run that organization, the Redbirds organization, very much want to see some improvements. What can you do as our mayor and our leader to help ensure that the AAA farm club of the St. Louis Cardinals stay here.
Yeah, the Redbirds have been so great for our community over the years that they've been here. We certainly want them here. Just this past fall, the city council and our administration allocated $5 million to start doing some improvements and upgrades on the stadium. I know they're in the process of doing some evaluation, looking at what further improvements need to be made. They're going to bring a plan to us, the city, and we're going to find a way to get those things done. I mean, it's going to take funding, of course, but we want to make sure that we do all that we can to keep this treasured asset in our city.
Speaking of treasured assets, Memphis was selected as one of 25 U.S. cities named a Bloomberg American Sustainable City. What does that designation mean for the Blessed City?
Well, it's great. I mean, we have about 180 people that are in Memphis right now from cities all across the country, and they're talking about their engagement with Bloomberg American Sustainable Cities program. And what it does is they actually pay for a couple of positions within government to look at ways to build up more racial equity as well as reduce climate change. And we're focusing specifically on green infrastructure, so infrastructure that we can build that has less impact on the environment, and how we can improve the quality of housing. We have many houses that are so energy inefficient that they are sucking up a lot of energy, costing people a lot of money. Our team that's in City Hall is working hard to figure out ways to get more home repair dollars out into the community so that people can reduce their energy consumption and improve the quality of their homes. And that Bloomberg program is to thank for that, and we're really proud to have all those other cities that are here in Memphis learning as we speak right now.
All right.
All right, well, it is a joy to have you here, but we want you to stick it around. Just a few more minutes, and so we're going to continue our discussion with Memphis Mayor Paul Young. When we come back, we're going to talk about XAI, the supercomputer known as Colossus, located in southwest Memphis. More on that in just a moment with our mayor.